Hi, it's Mike Keenan from KM Fitness. Question came up today with regards to some of the symptoms of metabolic damage and how you know that you're suffering from much more than just some metabolic resistance, but actually have incurred some damage. And I was asked to tell my own personal testimony. It's right now, as I'm speaking to you, it's February of 2014. In October of 2000, I had gotten down for a physique transformation contest to 177 pounds. I was down around 12% body fat, which for me was pretty lean at the time. I got back to a weight that I was actually at in my last year of high school. And I was at the time, in 2000, I was 38 years old. And I had a problem with my foot. I went to the doctor and ran some blood tests, and it came back that my white blood cell count had gone down below an optimal level. Now, in my days of working in physical therapy, I had a lot of clients that were on chemotherapy, and one of the things we would observe with them is what was your white blood cell count, so we know how intact your immune system is, so whether you could come in for therapy or not. And typically a normal white blood cell count is somewhere around 4.0, just to make things easy. When I was tested, my white blood cell count came back at 1.7. So I had an autoimmune disease, which is one of the signs of metabolic damage, of having something called leukopenia. That meant my white blood cell count was depressed. So I was started, there was really no treatment. It was just like, well, let's just continue to observe and see what happens. So I kept training really hard, and I kept restricting my calories a little bit because, again, I'm trying to get into a competition, and the numbers fluctuated between 1.7 and 2.0. And what happened was they went back and they did what's called a bone marrow biopsy on me to determine, well, was my body not making enough white blood cells, or was it killing them off faster? And the truth of the matter is the bone marrow biopsy came back, and it came back normal. So that meant that my body was unable to sustain that level. It, for some reason, was killing them off. Well, right around that same time, I had injured my back doing some lifting in the gym. I was doing some squatting, and I ended up herniating 2 discs in my low back because I had chronic back problems, and again, because of some of the problems associated with the metabolic damage that I was going through, I was not as strong as I should have been, eating improperly, and I ended up herniating 2 discs in my back. Well, with that, I kind of backed off my training, and I kind of resumed into kind of a normal way of eating for me. A couple things happened. About 6 months later, my autoimmune disease went away, but in the process, I gained back about 40, almost 50 pounds. Okay, so even at 220 pounds, I still looked healthy and I still felt good. I felt better actually than I did at 177. So it's not just the people who are coming to the doctor with hypothyroidism or other digestive issues, because I really didn't have those problems, but my metabolic damage manifested itself as an autoimmune disease. So here I am, I'm 50, I'll be 52 this year. I really feel great. I can do pretty much any activity I want with regards to exercise. I go out and play golf regularly, and I still hit the ball real well. So when you think about these things, realize that everybody's going through something, and you can't compare and contrast what you may be going through to what other people are going through. So the goal really of all of this is to maintain optimal health and wellness. So find an ideal weight that works for you. Make sure you have no hunger. Make sure your cravings are offset. Make sure you have plenty of energy. And make sure you feel physically strong and mentally alert. Those are the things that you should be most concerned about. Not exactly what dress size you're in or what your weight is. Really go by how you feel and how physically active you can be. So I just wanted to share my exposure or my situation with regards to metabolic damage. There's a lot of stories out there that you'll see on the internet with a lot of the other fitness competitors, sometimes wrestlers, anyone who's in a situation where they have to maintain a certain amount of weight in order to compete or a certain look in order to compete. And we found out that exercising more and not eating enough can lead to a lot of problems, and metabolic damage is the end of that rope, so to say. So tie a knot in the end of that rope and start climbing back up, and we'll see you on the next trip. Thanks. Bye-bye.